What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? So, I just want to, I guess this is more or less a vlog. I don't really like to call it a vlog, but I guess that would be the technical name because it's really not much to see. It's more or less a person's experience and journey and sharing what he's encountered. That's what it's all about, anyway. Sharing somebody's story. When people post YouTube videos, they're expressing themselves for one, and they're sharing their experiences and stories. And if you're lucky, you might even find some genuine YouTubers that are willing to help you and show them what they've learned to make you come up. You feel me? To lift your spirits. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. But unfortunately, not a whole bunch of people online is positive. You know, they got their own agenda. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about how good God is, man. I know you're tired of looking at the windshield, that cracked windshield, as Heinrich, whatever his name, Henrich, Grammy, I don't know, whatever his name is. He's from that over across the pond, has bluntly put, you know, about my movie. I'll be continuing that in the next couple of videos, but he said that he never sees my face, and he don't know if I just have a hand or legs or a head. I'm like, obviously if I'm talking, I got a head. Obviously if I got legs and I show my feet sometimes dancing, you know what I mean? Obviously I have arms if I'm doing pole work. But you know how people are, man. So I don't even pay no mind to that. My focus is on other things, like helping people and sharing what I've learned. You know, because that's what it's all about. You can never have enough information. You feel me? So I also know you're tired of not being able to see my face, but I don't think that's the real important thing here. That's not the message. You know, it's what you can do to gain from this video to make better yourself in business. That's what it's all about. My customers know what I look like. That's fine for me. I'm okay with that. You know, so I had that house. Remember I told y'all I did? And, you know, things just happen once in a while that might upset the natural order or balance of things and your quote all in one shot. So not only did I quote the job initially for $650. Now, I'm not a pig in life, but he made me feel some kind of way. Hear me out. I literally felt like, damn, I'm trying to sock it to him because he told me he got the house done for $423 in and out. I showed y'all the video. I'm not going to draw this video out too much, but to keep the long story short, when he told me $423, I said, wow, that's a darn good price. When I posted that video of walking around the house and I showed y'all, some person left a comment and said I'm spot on with the price. That's all I needed was one person to hear from. I asked y'all. No one answered but this guy. And I thank him to this day. I don't want to go back and look at it to remember his name, but he knows who I'm talking about. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Because that made me feel a little bit more secure in what I'm doing. Especially now since we've been on break for a little bit and we don't want to scare customers away. That's the last thing you want to do when it comes to pricing. But, you know, at the same time, I like what I do and I do it well, and I want to get paid when I can well for it, with the exception of not being a pig in life. So when I said $650, he told me he got it for $423. His eyes damn near jumped out like somebody smacked him in the back of the neck and his eyes popped out at the same time. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, am I really that high? And if I am, I had to let it be known as the reasons why I charge what I charge. So let me. So my phone was in the middle of updating, so I had to figure out where I left off at. So needless to say, the house that I brung it down to 550 from 650 plus tax, right? So I said I can't beat $423. He says I don't expect you to, nor do I'm not saying that or whatever he said. And when I told him, I said I could bring it down to 550 as a good first, discount, customer appreciation, discount of first doing business. And basically what I was trying to tell him, that's not going to be the price for next year. I'm going to give you a complimentary first time business discount. And also, if you could refer me, he said, I sure will. So I brung it down to 550, and I said, okay, I'm taking a loss. So I didn't see the inserts on every single window. And he has this half moon window above the door, and it's an open space. And there's inserts on that, and the window is 64 inches and a half by 48 inches wide. This big insert. All right, so you need two people for sure. It's on a wooden floor, and my worker has sectional ladders, and I was footing the ladder. So the top of the window was vinyl, and the bottom of the window that was underneath the half moon window, follow me here if you understand where I'm coming from, was wooden. Out of all the inserts in the whole house, this was the one thing that was wooden. So I grabbed it as he passed it down to me, and I had it with one hand, and that piece just snapped like a skinny twig, and the whole thing came crashing down. So that thing is fragile, especially since the house hasn't been built in 94. The windows hasn't been done since 94, right? And I had this thing that was hanging in the window, and the sun was beating on that wood, drying it out even more, making it so brittle and frail. So when I grabbed it, all that weight from that big size insert snapped like a twig. You can just picture this, right? So I'm out there trying to monkey glue it, and with these clamps, and he said, nah, man, this is too far gone. Because he's telling me he can glue it, and then he got a hot glue gun and all that. I said, man, you're doing too much, man. All that work, and it might not hold. If it fall out that window and come crashing, let alone on somebody's head, I said, nah, man, I'm sorry, we're going to have to get another one. So I said, there goes my pay for this house. I can only imagine how much it's going to cost, right? You feel me? So you see where this at? I was at the point where I was ready to cancel the job and said, you better hire that guy for $423 because this is why I don't charge cheap. I told him this. I didn't say it like that, but hear me out. So he heard the ruckus. He never budged. He never moved. No, nothing. He probably figured we dropped something. So when I said, okay, we took it out, I ain't say nothing to him then because my worker seemed to think that we could take it home and fix it. But it was too many pieces, and we would have been spinning our wheels literally. So I had to break down and tell him. He said, yeah, I heard it. I didn't think he was paying attention nor even heard it. But he did, but he didn't overreact. Some customers, you're lucky to get customers like that. Oh my God, that don't overreact, like, oh my God, so I felt bad. I said, man, I broke your insert. Out of the whole place, this is the only one that was wooden, and it was too much weight when I grabbed the one end of the sectional thing, which I should have just told my worker to come down a few rungs because I was only able to grab it by one part, you feel me? Of course it's going to snap. you know? But you mean to tell me he's up there, he's taking it out, he can't see that it's wooden? Be careful, this is wooden. It's not like the top one. He's talking about, I don't know. Come on, man. You trained me to hang from buildings. You mean to, oh, I've been doing houses. You charging too cheap. All this nonsense, right? So, because he want to get $200 in a day. I paid him $220 on that house we did together yesterday. Took us all day because I told you the customer ended up wanting the inside done. I ended up making $700 on that house. Yes, I did. So now what I was supposed to make $650, I didn't do the whole house in and out because it would have been $850 I would have gotten. But he only wanted certain things done. But anyways, so to make matters worse, after I broke that, I'm on the phone with Anderson Windows, so I lost 3 hours doing this. So you think that guy complaining about me talking to the customers too much, and I could have been on to another job, and I just wasted $85 to $100 talking to that customer for an hour. So you think I lost money? I lost money talking to Anderson for a mistake that me and my worker did together. Guess how much that mistake cost me? Meanwhile, mind you, forget about me already dropping the price $100. All right. So now I'm at $550, right? I gotta pay my help. He said he want $200. I said, I don't know how long it's gonna take us. I said $20 an hour. So I was gonna end up paying him $200 anyway. So we down to $550, right? So I call up Anderson after I finally got a hold of them. They said $183 to ship it. So I said, wow. So $183 minus $553 minus $200. You do the math. So you see, I was like, man, you can't win them all. And this is what the things you have to deal with residential. Because you can't, it's too many variables. All right? It's too many variables. This is why it's always an estimate. You should say your hourly rate kicks in after you spend so much time due to unforeseen circumstances. This is what we should be saying. Hypothetically speaking, if we run into issues, my hourly wage kicks in after the quote. So if I'm here, I estimate me getting this job done 5 hours. If I run into complications, I'm going to let you know there. So then you can make a decision on, do you want me to correct these situations or just go ahead and clean the windows? Because we can very well do that and get the heck out of Dodge. You feel me? But I don't think that's why they hired us. They want things to be the way they want it because it's their house. People are protective and they will get the white glove out on you at times for their house. So I said, well, they wanted this. They wanted it done, So he says the best I could do is meet you halfway. He said, if you get my skylights done, because I told him I don't do skylights, but the skylight was low enough where I could extend my pole out and get it done. And I was worried because the house hasn't been done in so long, it's on a slant. And that hot African sun for the past since 94 been beating on that sun window. And it hasn't been cleaned with the rain and all the elements, and he's living in a wooded area. You feel me? That glass is wrecked. It's stained, matter of fact. And I was surprised. I used that house wash, and put it on the pad of the Wagtail combi. And I let it sit on there, just like it said, for 30 seconds. And then I just turned on my jets, and that thing looked like I got up there with steel wool. I kid you not. You don't have to believe me or not. I'm telling you, it's about working smarter, not harder. You feel me? So I only did the one, and he said, listen, if you get that other one looking just like that one, I'm going to pay for half of it. So, all right. So we're at $550 minus $80 something for half of $183. Uh, no, I'm sorry. What did I say? Yeah, half of I said it was 183. So you're talking about 90 something dollars, right? So let's just say $100. So we're at 450. If I pay my help $200, you're talking about $250 I'll walk away with, and I've already spent 6, 7 hours on that job, and I got to come back for maybe 1, 2 hours at the most. So you're talking about 8 hours, which should have been 5 to 6 hours, but because of the inserts and the time wasted calling Anderson, and you feel me? So you can't always have it your way. Not every residential job is going to be a cake job. All right, so that's what I wanted to say with that. That's why God is good, and people will look out for you. But you see, you know what? It doesn't end there. So when I expressed to her, I was on doing the houses from, because I told her I don't advertise. You see, when you have a conversation with people naturally, this is how they open up to you. So I'm talking to the lady, and I asked her what she does for a living. And she says she does sell something for her boss. She's a quality control inspector for, I don't know, I forget. I wish I had it on camera. But anyways, she was working from home since COVID. And I said, it's nice to be able to make money, and you can sit at home and wake up, not have to drive. You can wake up and go right into work. She says, yes. So she was out on the deck, and she told me she did that. And I said, yeah, well, online is a beautiful thing. And without online, you could not sit home and make money. And I said, but you got to beware because there's all types of scams. And I said, I'm thinking about starting an online business. And then we got into this little spiel. See, because I talk too much, you got to get to know your customers and make them feel comfortable. So I said, I never advertise, and Yelp keep trying to call me. And after going through all that, I said, it's not going to happen. No matter what you say to me, it's not going to help me pay when I can get jobs for free from my free listing from Yelp. So he says, well, I'm not utilizing my coverage area. I said, what do you mean? He said, you have 3 spots. We allow you 6. So I said, you could add 3 more towns to broaden your map coverage area. And I said, oh, really? I said, well, why didn't you tell me that the first time? He said, because I wanted to show you what we have to offer. I said, I already know what you have to offer. It's the same thing every time y'all call me. You know? It ain't nothing new. What changed? Nothing. You still want money. $300 a month. He starts saying, yes, I understand that. So when I did that, this is how I got Royal Farms' job. You see, I'm trying to tell y'all something. This is knowledge right here. So not only that, I got another call for 2 more houses because I broadened my coverage area. So I made another second Marcus window cleaning location. I don't even have one. I made another office just from osmosis out of thin air. I just created another. They ain't got to know I ain't got another office. I got 2 locations, baby. So now I got 12 coverage areas. So now I'm cornering the market. You see how that works? Internet is a beautiful thing, baby. I'm covering the tri-state area. I'm going to fatten my pockets up some more. You feel me? So, why should I pay you $300 a month? What you going to do for me that I ain't already getting? And from word of mouth. That's the best form anyways. That's how I built my business. Knocking on doors and word of mouth. If you stand behind your work and you're confident and you're good, you can stick and move like me. You can maximize your profit margins and make some serious bucks, as well as even make more money by providing and having the right tools to cut down and make your job more efficient and getting that unfair advantage. I don't need to go on and on and on from the break of dawn. So that's how that works, man. So not only did she put in a review, she went on Yelp. After all this, getting to know her, asking about her business, you see, that lets her know that I care. I'm not just there to splash and dash with the water-fed Wagtail and take their money and run. After I done busted up their front over a picture room window inserts, I done smashed that thing. And you know what's even worse? After we tried to glue it together, he rested in the garage. And after we straightened out the thing with Anderson windows, I brushed up against it and more pieces fell off. I was like, God damn, so there was no glue in it in the first place. You see how God works? He lets you know that this is not the way to go. And if you just listen and follow, you're going to come out all right anyways. It could have been much worse. No matter how negative the situation, to make matters worse, he had holly bushes all around the house. Every single bush was poking me in the ass. I mean, it was scratching my arms. I got welt marks, like I done ran up a thorn bush, or I rolled around in a thorn bush. You know, like I was on fire. I mean, my pants got nicks and wrecks in there from the thorns picking. I mean, it's ridiculous. My damn water-fed pole hose kept getting caught. It kept grabbing onto it. And I said, this is not going well. So he left in his Porsche. And he's got a Lexus, or I don't know, another SUV in the car. And this guy tried to Jew me down. Nah, I ain't gonna go as far as saying Jew me down, but you get what I'm saying. He got money. He retired. He runs a chemical business, and he let his son take it over. He sit home and he chilling right now. But he don't get it twisted. People got money. They ain't trying to let you know all their business and all that, but people got money. But they don't want to spend it half the time. They want to get more for their buck. They want to get more bang for their buck. I'm gonna give them that bang, all right. Yeah, I gave him so much of a bang, I done busted up his whole goddamn insert. Isn't that crazy? Talk about first time business. That went out the window. Oh man, I just hired this guy. He busted up my damn insert. You feel me? I said, man, I got insurance, but I don't even want to report that. You know, I don't know what my deductible is. I'm not paying attention on that because I don't have accidents. I'm a professional. See, you can never see. I'm just now approaching into residential, but I get to see all the potential hazards that could arise. This is why we charge what we charge. You let a homeowner know that the next time they ask you why so much. For one thing, you love your job. For secondly, you're good at what you do. Thirdly, you stand behind your work and you guarantee your work. And fourth, I got insurance. And fifth, I aim to please. If you're not happy, I'm not happy. And sixthly, you give substantial discounts for how many referrals? You take your pick. You make it up. I always like to say, you can get some ideas. I don't mind. I always like to say, for every customer, I'll give you 10% off as long as they sign on the service. I don't care if you give me 5, then you'll get 50% off your house. 5 customers, you know how much money? Don't be a pig in life, because you very well could just still charge her, because most people will tell you anyway that they're not worried about it, and we're going to pay you what you're supposed to get anyways. You'd be surprised. Don't ever be greedy in life, because God works in mysterious ways. Because I've had situations where they paid me what I wanted to get anyway, even though I got the referral. They said, I'm not concerned about the discount. All they're concerned about is if you're going to do what you say you're going to do and do it well. And they don't have no problem with the price. But, you know, it is what it is. But this is Masters at Wagtail. And I know the video was long. But hey, man, it is what it is. Deal with it. Or don't watch it. Or put the thumbs down. I don't care. It's just one man's journey and his experience. This is Masters at Wagtail vlog. I don't even know what number, if that's what you want to call a vlog. I don't get all technical. You know, I don't play that game. You see, all that, just putting the thumbs up and not even watching the video. I don't play that game, man. If I put the thumbs up, that means I watch your video to the end. And if I didn't, I'm going to come back to it. I don't know about y'all. Stop faking the funk. Be real. You know, either you going to support somebody or don't have step. If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. But we already know that ain't the truth. People hate on you. Why? Because you making moves. You getting bucks, baby. Bucks. Bam!